to round 2. Pretty convincing victory in round 1, although our opponent did mulligan a bunch. So, not much to conclude there, I guess. I mean, not much to conclude from any one match, regardless. But I do like how our deck performed. The mana, even though we have, I think, 5 sources of fixing, is still, you know, a significant issue. We have tons of double blue, and we want to be able to hit white early. So, I think in cube, mana is always of key importance. Okay, let's go. Hopefully our opponent joins. Yep, they do. Okay, this is a rather slow hand, and we don't have triple blue, but I think it's a keep. We get to go colonnade, and if we draw, you know, any 3-drop, I think this hand is like totally fine. 2 drops would even be even better. All right, that's not a 2 or a 3, but it's something. If we don't draw a 2, obviously we're just going to be playing this Prairie Stream tapped. Sphere of the Suns. It's a pretty good mana rock. I'm surprised at the amount of mana rocks in this cube, just because normally in something like the Legacy cube, a lot of them have been taken out. I guess the signets aren't here, which is important, but it does mean that, like, you know, in the future I might try to draft some more, you know, some more value-y kind of decks, multicolor, planeswalkers, etc., which our opponent seems to be doing very well. Alright, creature and land, so they're just going to get an island. This looks like basically like a Sultai value deck from our opponent. 3-drop? No 3-drop, but we do have triple blue now, which is good. I'm going to play that this turn so that it is not really highlighted that next turn when we play a plains we have triple blue up. It's a subtle little thing, but I think it can matter to some extent. And that's just my subjective opinion on what kind of signal that sends. Next turn we can play or leave up Cryptic and Resto, which is pretty good, although our opponent is probably going to play something pretty sweet here. Alright, that's sweet, but it's not sweet in the board impacting sense that we're going to need to really come back from. So our opponent has a lot of cards, but so do we. They definitely have more of a board presence, but it's not insurmountable by any means. We're going to look to counter a really big spell this turn and maybe do something like bounce this Kiora. Yeah, we're going to pass on this Restoration Angel block here because we're imagining that our opponent is going to play something big. It feels pretty bad, but I think that's what we have to do. Yeah, opponent is untapping the Muldrifter. That's very interesting. I guess maybe they just don't have to untap the other land, but it doesn't do very much. Alright, yeah, this is worthy of a counter. Counter target spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. Counter that, return that. Returning is very good here because the opponent has a lot of cards in hand, and so really what matters is having cards on the board and having mana developed. Looks like the opponent hasn't played a land yet, so they're going to do that because they were going to play it for the Baloths. But yeah, this is not a bad spot. Well, okay, it is a bad spot. We are behind on card advantage, but in terms of board presence, we're not so far behind, and we do have a very high impact spell, Frost Titan, that we can use to, you know, shut down like maybe a big threat the opponent plays and hope that they don't have more. That being said, we are definitely behind this game. I think a double block here is warranted. We can always get more tokens with the Restoration Angel. This is definitely going to be a tough game to come back from. But hopefully, like with Frost Titan, we can... It sounds weird to say tempo, but honestly, tempo the opponent out just because we're so far behind in card advantage. We're not that far behind, but we're pretty far behind. Alright, this is a big one. That is a mere Battle Sphere. That's good, but we can lock it down with Frost Titan. We could also bounce it with Crystal Shard, but I don't think that's what we want to be doing. So yeah, we're just going to lock that down with Titan and leave back our 2/2. We're not going to trade it with 2 Mirror. Next turn we can cast Crystal Shard and leave that up, and also leave Restoration Angel up, which is pretty good. We can't both activate Crystal Shard and play Restoration Angel, but that'll be fine. The threat of an ability is almost as good as the ability itself sometimes. For example, our opponent couldn't cast... Well, I guess at this point it would be like an 8-drop next turn, but... still, if they had an 8-drop, they could not cast it. This looks to be a pretty high-impact spell. 7-drop. That's a Hornet Queen. Okay, so, yeah, we're not in a good spot here. Especially because we can't attack with the Frost Titan. We can, however, bounce an Insect. Or we could bounce our Whirler Rogue. This is interesting. Next turn we will be able to play 2 4-drops. So we could... Yeah, I think... This is interesting. If we had 1 more mana, this would all work so much better. I think this turn we're just going to play Crystal Shard. Oops, let me undo that. Okay, yeah, we're just going to play Crystal Shard, leave it up, but probably just Restoration Angel the Whirler Rogue. Maybe take a big hit from Battle Sphere, but we will be able to block 2 things in the air, etc. But yeah, it seems like our opponent is just going to be able to overpower us this game. Jace Unraveled Secrets. This is an interesting one for the cube. It is a Planeswalker, but it's nowhere near the most powerful Planeswalker out there. I tend to critique cube design as I'm playing the cube. Not that I'm a huge designer by any means, but I definitely have designed a few cubes in the past, and I've played plenty of cubes, so I know what works and what doesn't. Okay, so here we're just going to blink this Whirler Rogue. I'm surprised the opponent didn't attack with a Battle Sphere, but we will certainly take it. We're going to blink the Rogue. I think probably double block the Hornet Queen, so that our opponent can't do things like blink it or bounce it, rather than single blocking the 1/1. Plus this, saves more damage. And then next turn, we can either bounce our Restoration Angel or bounce the Whirler Rogue and replay it. Probably Restoration Angel is a better card to bounce. If our opponent taps out, we could also bounce other things, but it looks like they're not going to. Okay, so yeah, I think we can just leave up everything at instant speed here. We can, let's see, we can't activate Colonnade and do this whole bounce resto thing, but we can. No, we can't really attack. That was incorrect. So yeah, this Jace is going to do pretty good work against us here, but nothing we can do about it. Opponent is on 17 cards. It's good to notice when your opponent is on a low amount of cards. This Jace ultimate doesn't actually kill us, so potentially we could, think about trying to mill our opponent out in a very long game here. It's just something to be aware of. Yeah, but this Raska's going to do some good work as well. Yeah, destroying that Crystal Shard. Okay, we're going to bounce the resto. Not pay 1. And I guess we don't have to do this yet, so we'll just let the shard die, unfortunately. Next turn, what we can do actually is, with the 2 artifacts from Whirler Rogue, if we keep them around, we can make the Frost Titan unblockable, attack Jace, and put it down to 1. Putting it down to 1 isn't the best. So possibly we might want to attack Vraska, but getting the Frost Titan ability is pretty good. Although tapping our guys is not great. Alright, so we're going to blink the Whirler Rogue. Make 2 1/1 flyers. Yeah, I think we just want to attack Jace. Alright, we're not drawing any spells, so we're just going to do this. And then even though this leaves our opponent with 2 planeswalkers instead of 1, and Vraska next turn is going to be harder to kill because it'll destroy whatever creature attacks it. Well, actually Vraska might be the right thing to attack here. Yeah, I think that's actually true. We can keep doing this turn after turn, as long as we're not, taking lethal damage or whatever. So I'm going to attack Vraska, tap the Mirror Battlesphere, and we might actually be doing something useful here. The opponent, for now, can basically only attack us for 4. Bouncing either Resto or Whirler Rogue is not going to be very good. We're going to keep playing lands out because we potentially have a lot of things we want to do with our mana. Alright, opponent's going to scry and draw. This emblem is a -8, yes. So next turn, ideally, we want to get that Jace down in loyalty. Because the ultimate, while not game-winning, is definitely very good. Counters every other spell. Alright, confiscating our Frost Titan with 2 mana up. That is tough to come back from. We are taking some of the opponent's time off the clock. While I'm recording videos, it tends to take a lot more time, but still, we are ahead. I tend to play lightning fast when I'm not recording. Humble brags. Okay, so this turn we can attack Jace. Depends on how much we want to attack Jace for. I think animating this Colonnade and then getting in with that is probably the best move here. Puts Jace down a whole 4 loyalty. So we're going to do that. Frost Titan can tap and kill Frostwalker, which would be pretty good, but yeah, we're just hoping basically their opponent plays too conservatively here and makes misplays. A Wrath would obviously be great right now, but we're not really that type of deck. Even though I will probably play a Wrath in blue-white if I have it. It's just very good in such a creature-based cube format. Another scry, another draw. Opponent is dismantling us slowly this game. They're only on 12 cards now, so if we can, if they keep drawing a lot and, milling or something, and we keep chump blocking, we might be able to get out of this with a mill. Again, always something to be aware of. Like Kiora, if she minuses here. Stuff like that. Yeah, just gonna kill the Frostwalker seems pretty good. And here's where we start taking a bunch of damage, it looks like. Yeah, we were never going to really get there with our spells against our opponents. Elspeth here could do some things. Well, it's tapping the Thopter. It's interesting. I'm thinking like Elspeth into Moloku, into, something like that. Moloku would also do a lot of good work. So yeah, I think we have live draws, if not draws that would actually win us the game, draws that would keep us from losing it. Here, we can't take 14, so the best option is to chump block the creature with the most power. Alright, another land. I think that's going to do it for us this game. Opponent, I believe, never attacked with all 4 of those Hornets. I might be wrong, actually. Either way. What do we want? Negate seems pretty good here. I think we're going to bring that in. Frostwalker does seem good, even though it was pretty bad that game because we drew it late. Sower of Temptation, our opponent does have some big creatures, but stuff like Aether Adept I don't think is going to be very good because the big creatures have, our Hornet Queen and Mirror Battlesphere. They have Enter the Battlefield abilities. So yeah, I'm going to take out an Aether Adept for a Negate. Pretty indicative of facing a control deck that's not as creature-based. Okay, we'll play first. This is not a better hand than last game. This is, I think. At least it's a keep, and that's the only relevant information we need. Our chances are not looking good in this round, though. I don't love this hand. I don't anticipate us winning this game. Not that that's relevant information yet. We can Venser and resto it if we draw a land. We can play whatever we draw if we don't draw a land almost. Most of our deck is 3s and 2s. Or, I guess 3s and 4s, so that's not a very fair statement. Okay, negate is good. We'll keep bashing for 4. We'll path if they play a creature. We'll negate if they play a non-creature. We might not path if they play a creature, but just saying that we have all of our bases covered, theoretically. I guess a non-creature that targets our 4-1 might be bad. Okay, yeah, this is looking good. We've got a lot of stuff to do at instant speed. Just want to remember to never target our Frostwalker with anything. Looks like we're going to try to bounce this spell, unless it targets Frostwalker. Yeah, this seems like a good spell to bounce. Get in for 6. Yeah, okay. Looks like we're actually going to win this game pretty handily. We can just attack for 6, bounce the next spell the opponent plays, and finish it off from there. We even have path up. And negate. I mean, you know, we're still holding that up, even though we're holding up resto. Yeah, it turns out when the 4-1 goes unanswered, you kill your opponent pretty quickly. Let's see what this is. Yep. We are getting there. I think I'd rather show the opponent the Restoration Angel that we saw last game than the negate, so that's... I'd like to say that's why I did that. I actually just cast Restoration Angel because it was the sweeter thing to do there. But it's a relevant thing to think about, so I thought about it, and it turns out I made the right decision. This Grafted Wargear could actually be okay, but I don't see anything obvious to take out. Maybe the Crystal Shard, but our opponent does have enough creatures, and we have enough interactions with it that I think this is fine. We also don't have that many early creatures, to be fair. Alright, this looks like a keep. Dissolve's going to be pretty good. We're going to Evolving Wilds for, I believe, an island. Depending on what we draw here, that Tree Speaker's going to be very annoying. Okay, yeah, we'll go for Plains then. I really don't like that Tree Speaker, though. That is going to be the key in this game, I think. The key to our opponent's victory. I can be very pessimistic sometimes, in case you guys haven't noticed. Alright, our opponent is ramping hard. Go to Plains. At least whatever they play next turn will come in tapped, and then we can dissolve the next thing. Try to deal with them as they come from there on. But yeah, I mean, the opponent has a huge mana advantage over us right now. They literally are going to be on 6 mana next turn, where we are just on 2. That's the power of things like Tree Speaker and Farseek and all the mana ramp in this cube. Cube spells that cost 6 are much, much, much better than cube spells that cost 2. And so playing, even if you quote-unquote throw away a few cards to get to them, they are extremely strong. Alright, this looks like a 5-drop. Not as good as a 6-drop, but it is a Jace. That's very annoying. We can attack it for 2. We can leave it Dissolve and Vendilion Click, which I think we're going to do. So we're not in the worst position. We keep drawing islands. It's interesting, I guess. Yeah, so we're going to attack Jace. We're not going to click on Draw Step. We're just going to click presumably End Step if we don't dissolve something. Scry and draw. Yeah, Jace is pretty good if it's not being answered and you have a lot of mana out that you need to find something to use on. What is this going to be? Our opponent has a lot of 7s in the deck, so I'm imagining this might be a 7. Okay. Garruk Wildspeaker. This is interesting. I think we let this resolve. The beast would come in tapped. Okay, and then we can start attacking our opponent's planeswalkers pretty well. Yeah, so I think here we just want to put click down, actually. If Kiora minuses, we can attack both of these for lethal, which would be pretty nice. Oh, we're untapping the creature? Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. I guess I should have thought about that a bit more. But the land isn't going to do much. So we can still attack with click. Alright. We, I think, are going to click our opponent just to see what is in the hand. I don't think clicking away either of these is very useful. Yeah, we'll put away Vraska. Hopefully the opponent draws a land. And we drew a Thalia. Okay. I think leaving up Dissolve is definitely better here. So all we can do is attack Garrick for lethal and hope that we don't keep getting run over by our opponent's Planeswalker advantage, although it's really not looking good for us. Pretty much all of these games were decided by tempo. In the game where we had the tempo advantage, we won pretty easily, and in the games where our opponent did, they won more slowly, but really like their advantages stacked over time with the tempo that they had gained. So, deceptively, I think really the important parts of both of these games were the tempo, which translates to mana pretty easily. Wickerbow Elder doesn't do that much against us, but I don't know if we don't want to dissolve it. Hopefully our opponent plays something bigger, although no, it looks like it's the Wickerbow Elder, so that's going to come in tapped. Kiora's already activated this turn, although we don't really have any good attacks anyway. I think we just have to use our mana here, plus this gets us a Scry. Alright, that has to go on the bottom, unfortunately. The opponent attacks with the 3-3. We can definitely attack back with our 2-1, so it looks like we're not taking any damage here, and we can kill Kiora, so we're actually not in a terrible spot. I mean, we're still pretty far behind. But okay, Crystal Shard, pretty useless when the opponent has this much mana out, but you never know. So yeah, we're just going to... We'll play this Wastes. We'll attack Kiora, hopefully kill it. Yeah, and then we will play Moloku, hoping to pressure Jace more in the air. And hoping our opponent has no action, which is rather unlikely with them scrying one and drawing every turn. But a man can dream. We do have a pretty good use of our mana next turn, Crystal Shard plus Thalia. And if our opponent taps out, the Crystal Shard's going to be pretty good. Man, our opponent just has infinite Planeswalkers, it looks like. Probably gonna, yeah, kill Moloku. We can attack that Obnixilis, but this Jace just keeps going. So yeah, this turn, kill Ob. Maybe we should have played Crystal Shard pre-combat in case our opponent had like a removal spell or something, although they probably would have done it in response to the Shard anyway. Play this Shard, play our Thalia, and pass the turn. Yeah, these 2-1s are not doing much against the 3-3. Opponent's going to scry one, draw yet again. It's just pretty devastating. Ambitions cost, interesting. Yeah, that's still pretty good here. Although, let's see what's happening. This is a Whisperwood, although I guess that's what we saw round 1. Acidic Slime, okay. We don't really want to bounce that. We'll see what it's hitting. Okay, so we can bounce Beast, which is pretty good. This is going to let us get a big attack in on Jace. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7, unfortunately. Which is very unfortunate, to be fair. But we're not taking a lot of damage, so we're only 6 cards behind. It's approximately the number of times Jace is activated. Yeah, okay, opponent should have played a land first. I think that would have been correct. They knew about the Shard. It was on board. We draw a Sower of Temptation. Okay. I think we just have to keep this for the next big creature our opponent plays. So we're not going to play it this turn, even though it's pretty tempting to do so. We're just going to attack Jace with everything. Put him down to 1. Hopefully, our opponent does not cast a big non-creature, and instead casts a big creature next turn. Something like Hornet Queen, I guess. I mean, Hornet Queen would still be really bad for us. Hopefully, like, Mere Battlesphere would be better. But even more, hopefully, something that costs a lot of mana but we didn't see in Game 1, and then we can just sour it away. Opponent hasn't drawn their 7-drops yet, or is not casting them, which is pretty interesting. That is an Icy Manipulator. Alright, so that can tap our Vendilion Click so that Jace can survive. But if the opponent literally doesn't have anything else, we can still soar. But what is this going to be? Looks like something like a Hornet Queen. Although, okay, Balos, we can take control of that. And I think the opponent played a land already. So yeah, we're actually in, dare I say, not a bad spot here. I might not say that. Our opponent still has 4 cards in hand, but it's not looking horrible. We're going to take those Baloths. Play land. Go to combat. Our opponent taps Vendilion Click. We attack Jace with Thalia and Opposing Sovereign. Our opponent can trade with Sovereign if they want, but otherwise Jace is dying. We also have a Celestial Colonnade, and our opponent is down to 4 cards. So, surprisingly enough, we are not obviously dead right now. This is why no matter how far ahead your opponent seems to be, you always want to try to just play it out. That said, there are plenty of cards we could just instantly lose to here, so don't want to get our hopes up too much. For example, Hornet Queen would be very good, although this Imposing Sovereign is going to do a lot of work, hopefully. Any type of Wrath, and we're really far behind. Okay, Battlesphere is not the best card here. Can get a big hit in the air, and potentially on the ground as well. Plus we get another 4/4 with a land. That's a Mind Stone, that doesn't do that much, although Icy Manipulator does tap something, so we should be factoring that in. Our opponent just seems to not have hit any of the 7-drops in their deck this game, even while drawing a ton of cards and scrying a bunch. I feel like they have to have some in their hand. They've bottomed, like, at least 6 cards with Jace. But either way, we are just going to attack for as much as possible, I believe, here. We're basically, at this point, going to assume that the opponent does not have Wrath effects in their deck, even though they are basically a Planeswalker control deck. Because at this point, the goal is to just kill the opponent as fast as possible. The opponent is probably going to Ice Manipulator, like the Rampaging Balos with the Tree Speaker, and then probably either block Beast or Imposing Sovereign with this Acidic Slime. But they're taking, I don't believe lethal damage, but definitely a lot of damage. Okay, they're tapping the Colonnade. That's interesting. Alright, so let's say we attack with all these. Opponent blocks Balos, takes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So opponent can't block Balos. They have to block Beast, which means they take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, going down to 2. I like that. That doesn't mean our opponent's dead, because they could easily have a Wrath, but we're not dead to this Battlesphere, and we have a lot of flying damage. Oh wait, opponent blocked there? Okay. I guess we just hid for lethal. That was a crazy game. I basically thought we were behind the entire time, but we somehow just kept playing our cards and I guess won it. So, yeah, alright. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you around in round 3 where we'll try to go for the 3-0.